From what I remember, there was a lot of exploration, uske baad re-exploration. You were involved. I remember so many other people involved. So what actually happened and what goes into looking for the correct trek design? Because I know for sure that what we do as the Chhattisgarh Jungle Trek today was not what it is right now when we started. So how has that evolved?
I think when you told Chhattisgarh Jungle Trek, it just, take me to that love, my first love for Central India. It's like the baby for me, and it was in 2021 when I first ever went there to Chhattisgarh, and it was Guru Ghasidas National Park. And like you told, the designing and how we actually look into every trek is very detailed, very thought. That how we design a trek. And even at that time in 2021 we had a trek route in Chhattisgarh Jungle Trek in the Guru Ghasidas National Park, which starts from at point A and point B, point C and point D. It was the usual route we were following from the last 2 years, but I would say everything happened to be like a destined that I reached in Ramgarh. That's the base camp of Chhattisgarh Jungle Trek. I reached Ramgarh. I was supposed to lead the group which was in the next week. So I had my fellow trek leader who was about to lead his, the last group, and he was about to leave from there, and further from there I was continuing. So I reached there, and that evening we get a call from the director of the national park. Okay, listen, we have the elephants moving or kind of entering into our national park, and they are actually been spotted on our trail, the trekking trail. And they have been spotted not just 1, 2, they were in like around 8, 9. So it was like one single whole family with the little ones as well, with the mothers. So it was pretty scary, because elephants, to tell, elephants are the one of the most dangerous animal to encounter in the jungle, rather than all the big cats, I would say. So they were present over there, and we had no clue when they will move, which direction also they would move. So now we were asked us to not go in that direction, and now we had an option: either we call off the trek, so and so thing, or we do the trek in a reverse way, it's a circle. We start from Ramgarh, and the last day we do it on the day 1, day 2, and expecting the day 4 trek elephant would have moved out. I think that would have been the most obvious thought for us to do, because group is just coming on the day after tomorrow. And I just reached over there at that time, and I was really, I would say the moment I reached Ramgarh, the drive and the jungles, the 1400 square kilometer jungle, I was in love, and I felt like this just can't be the trail. There can be more things out there, and more new possibilities. And I started discussing with the guards, forest guards, deputy rangers, that what different can we do? If we don't go on this trek, what is a new trek we can kind of put in over here, and what is the big highlight element? And most of them, I would frankly say most of the staff, forest staff works, are not much aware of outside their boundaries, outside their beat or range. And that's where a lot of the local guards who have been working there for years comes into a big help. And I started conversing and figuring out which could be a great place. And the very first spot which he told and which he loved was the Gopad River. Yes, I know we all are just right now go gaga about the river walk, and this was the birth where he told there is a Gopad River. It's a beautiful place to camp, and he took me from I don't know kahan se, बाइक स्प्लेंडर में बैठा के like on the ups and downs, on the humps of the rocks. He took me interior to that Gopad River, the camping spot. I was in love with that place. I was like, beautiful. This is that place, like I would want to spend 3-4 days, like a Goa camping, a shallow river, crystal clear river, no pebbles or rocks, just the smooth river flowing. And I had, although we switched the campsite with a better place, and I was like, okay, now we can walk on this river as well. It is not just camping. We can walk on the river, because I could see in the map that is leading to one village outside, and on the other side I could see there is Tediaban Lake, which we generally used to camp as well, and then there is a big hill in between, and all these things were happening just a day before when the trekkers were about to arrive. And when they are, then next day, like the same day, went to Tediaban, looking that mountain rock, how we can traverse the trail. Came back to the base camp. The next day when the trekkers were coming, on the same day also I was like exploring a new trail for them to go, because I had stitched the day 4, day 3 and day 2 trek. Day 1 is the remaining one. And I was like, if I stitch this, the picture is there, like the perfect picture, perfect trek, the blockbuster trek is there. But I just need to connect the day 1 anyhow. And I was doing the trek in reverse from point B to point A, so that when I come back, I could tell the trekkers, the team, that there is no network over there, so I can tell them that you can go on the trek rather than going there and coming back. So trekked all the route and just praying that this just connect happens, and it's just not just connected. I discovered some of the most beautiful caves as well.
Oh, this cave section is there.
Yeah, the day 1, and it's a tunnel cave, and I was like, wow. I was imagining that could be the blockbuster. I was like getting a lot more surprise on the day 1, and as soon as I reached, I gave Arif the KML file, the GPX file, that here you go. They were waiting for me, that I come and give the GPX file. I gave them the GPX file, and then they continued on the trek. So I think this just happened in the 2 days, the whole changing the route part. And I would say that just after this trek got over, all the 15 trekkers who had come, they got like stunned with the trek. बहुत experienced trekkers थे उनके अंदर. People have done multiple treks with Indiahikes and lot of Himalayan treks. But they came and they said that, Nitesh, I think this is one of the best trek I did in my life. And when they told that, I was like, wow, this is really, speaks a lot. And post that, elephant left as usual after that. But thanks to the elephant, we didn't go again back to that old route. We continued the new route what we kind of came across, and that is the today's trek what we have, the Chhattisgarh Jungle Trek.